So it is
Okay.
day 159 of old year 1116, and you are in Larstown in Karth. Radamant, what happened last time?
Okay, we went to this cave. Oh, we got caught in a sandstorm. One of our camel beetles died. Well, it was sacrificed.
Jimbo.
Jimbo, rest
For
in
the greater
peace.
good.
We mm, we went to this cave. Our god was unfortunately eaten by a spider or a creature, and we killed the creature. And the creature we think can be rendered down into drugs we can possibly sell. And we found a party of blue people who want to get off the planet.
That's
Mm-hmm.
true. Yeah. And here
If I
you
remember
are.
correctly.
If I recall correctly, you all decided to seal that body in the mine and not tell anyone. Now, those blue-skinned people, they know.
Yeah.
But we'll say that they're nearby, right? Like you still have a handle on these people. They haven't disappeared into the populace yet, but you're back in the Desperado karaoke bar a day later. It's 1:59. Well, actually, it's been a week. So you come back, you've rested, you've recuperated, you've seen the doctor. It seems like whatever paralysis, whatever poison you were injected with by that creature is not permanent, you hope. And you all get all of your stats back. So if you've removed
Nice.
anything from your endurance, it's back to normal. But here you are, and you know that you've got these people in Largetown, and then you've got the mine, and you've got that alien body in the mine, as well as the alien polyps. And someone did see you go into the mine. The attorney.
Yeah.
The roadside lawyer.
Yeah.
Roadside law.
Yeah, Solomon got her calling card, so we could do that later on too.
Right. So, and with that, I'll toss it over to Radamant Jones. What do you all do?
Okay, so gentlemen, we're going to have to think of a plan about our little friend, our little passed on friend we have in the mine. What do we do with him? I mean,
So
we can make some sweet money off of him.
if I understood correctly, normally people on this planet will mine for the remains of those things to make into drugs.
Yes.
And we just
Indeed.
lucked into a live one. We got a fresh corpse.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know how much that changes the drug synthesizing process. I'm not experienced at such things, but
Same.
Well, that and people think they're extinct, so
That too.
yeah.
I don't. Would be nice if we found someone who already makes drugs and they were discreet and we could pay them to be like, hey, can you make metric ton of drugs for us out of this fresh corpse and not let anyone know?
We could
But
do that. That
Do
would
we
be a
think
plan.
Do we think the doctor, like the robot or android doctor, might know how to turn this into drugs or turn
Did
this
that
into
occur
money?
to me? How would this doctor feel about the whole everyone in this town is addicted to drugs situation? You know, being a doctor.
Well, we don't have to sell the drugs on this planet. We could always sell. We have a spaceship. We can sell these drugs off
the
world.
Hippocratic Oath does not extend past the atmospheric limits of the planet you're on.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're gonna
We
be
can sell-
taxed trying to get him out, though.
Well, oh, you have a doctor. What if do we have any to like for Solomon to look at if he might be able to deduce how to craft it or refine it? Because then we
That
don't
would be
have to
an
pay
idea.
anybody.
I'm almost inclined, like it might be simpler for us if we just hold the entire thing to someone else who knows better what to do with it, and we just make sure that we, get a lot of money out of that. The only problem there being that it reveals that these creatures are not fully extinct. I don't know how bad of a thing that would be. Like, is that a terrible revelation to loose upon this population that they're not alone on this world?
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
It would.
I mean, this planet's a shithole anyway.
Yeah.
Did y'all see signs that there were other of these creatures living in that cave?
Out of character, I don't think we did.
Okay.
All we saw was one.
At this point, the
Yeah,
jukebox stops, and something else comes across the speaker, and everybody stops talking as a gruff voice announces across the speakers, and you can hear it echoing across town. Citizens of Larstown, this is Marshal Clark. The city is now under a code amber. No one will be leaving their habitations at night after 1900 local time. No one will leave their habitations until 0700 local time. Each intersection, you can expect inspections. All people coming and going from the tower for the elevator will be inspected thoroughly for customs purposes and to respond to this new security threat. Cooperate with my MEF Marines and Patrolmen, and we will get through this together. That is all. And then it comes back on.
Oh,
That
shit.
rules out some of our options. That's convenient.
Yeah.
Unless we can bribe this marshal.
Yeah.
And then
Got
you
sold out somehow?
hear people whispering like, you know, I can't believe it happened, and then somebody said, oh gosh. You guys, whoa. Did you guys lose
For a
Boundary?
split second.
Audio
Gotcha.
cut out for a second.
Okay, I think mine's coming back.
Servers
Oh, yeah, I did lose it.
reestablished.
Oh, connection
Yeah.
reestablished. Yeah, we're good now.
Yep.
Weird.
Oh,
Okay.
there it is. You just cut out again. Oh,
Boundary.
That definitely, that, like you said, it definitely mixes up our.
I'll
options.
if I have any more problems after this, I'll just do it Theater of the Mind, and I will get web hosting after tonight. Unfortunate. For now, we'll just keep going. Anyways, so what was I going to say? Oh, you hear
The locals
people.
are grumbling about
Yeah,
it.
but what you hear them say, what you can overhear is you can hear them say, I can't believe it actually happened, and then somebody says, she was the last one. There's none of them left. None from that family left on the planet.
That better not be in reference to an alien. We did not just completely extinguish a species, did we?
Or maybe they're talking about the mayor,
The governor, yeah.
governor. Yeah.
Something. I mean,
Maybe-
there's
what
only
about
one way to
those
find
people that
out.
climbing over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's-
What about those
Yeah.
people we saw jumping over the fence?
We'll just ask. Russ, I'm going to go to some local who's drinking, who I normally see as a regular at the karaoke bar. You know, even if I've never talked to them, like at least we've seen each other a bunch. I'll buy them a drink and say, sorry if I'm intruding, but, you know, out of town or over here. I couldn't help but be curious since this kind of complicates our plans, this or little announcement of martial law. What's all this about the last one being gone from this planet, if you don't mind my asking?
Yeah, sure. Let's see here. This is actually someone who, in the evenings here in the karaoke bar, they play a live electric piano at night. His name's Archie, and Archie tells you, he says, yeah, it's is it Chapman? Is it?
The one and only, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe you haven't heard. Governor Tanaka's dead.
Oh. You know
Yeah.
how?
Something happened last night. But you know, I've heard crazy. You know how many ghost stories this place has. But what's for sure is security swarmed the place last night, and people say she's dead today. And patrols are doubled, and there's checkpoints everywhere, and Um, yeah.
Sucks.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. It's just one thing after another after Lars passed away. After
Poor
the
Lars.
beast took him.
And I raise a glass to Lars.
Yeah. Everybody else in the bar goes, and
Hey.
and Archie says, that was Lars's daughter. That was the last Tanaka on the planet, as far as I know.
So what does that mean? That we're just left to be
No.
ruled over by a mercenary company, some so-called Marines? Then
Well, the MEF Marines are. This is a colony from Mani, after all. So I suppose authority of the planet would fall to the MEF Marines and Marshal Moses Clark.
Wonder if our deputization's still valid.
We can ask.
yeah, one thing we could do is just try to check in on the status of that, and make sure that we don't have a bad impression on them.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're up to no good, and these guys sound like they might not be as forgiving of nonsense.
Right.
We could,
I mean,
we
it-
can report it and tell them what we saw the week before.
Did I accept all the drug stuff? Let's keep that on the.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Well, I don't
about
know
those
how
people climbing
illegal
over the
are
wall.
drugs,
Oh yeah.
like, oh,
Because we don't have the time we were doing, but you could definitely tell them that we saw people jumping over the wall and to a building.
Exactly. Make an official report as
Yeah.
deputies. On the up and up we are.
The obvious question they're going to ask is why didn't we report it then? Then we're complicit.
Ross, was there the standard week-long time skip since last session, or because
Yes.
we're in the plan? Okay, yep.
Yeah. So your adventure ended. I mean, I say time skip, but really what it is you started on 152 of your 1116, and then you traveled for 3 days. So it was 155, and then you traveled back for 3 days. So it's 158, and then you stayed the night, which was 158, and today's 159. So that's the whole
Oh, okay.
accounting of time. So this happened on 158.
This is immediately after the ending of last session, but even
Right.
so, it has still been quite a few days since we did witness that crime.
We just returned.
They don't need to know that though. Like we could make it
Exactly.
sound like we just saw it. Because the fact of the matter remains the same. So yeah, we could just.
My concern is
Well-
they might know that that person hopped town,
missing.
like skipped over, and they know a date when that happens, and we would just be witnesses
Yeah.
to that event, and if
Let's-
our
let's-
date didn't match up.
Let's just
What-
pretend. Let's just pretend we never saw it.
One less lie to keep track of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we just go investigate to the bottom of it? That might clear up the martial law here. Amber alert, some would say. And we might be able to have free access back to at all. I mean, who knows? There could be a payday in it for us too.
True.
But
We already have
we might
quite
want
a few dangling plot threads that we've been kind of neglecting. Like last session, we said that we wanted to go check out that old ruins on behalf of Dr. Fayed, and we haven't done
Yeah.
that. And that might be necessary to keep this place alive based on what he was warning us about with the local health situation.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for that. We want to go do that. I'm just this curfew, this new how would you say it? This new terrible thing that just occurred kind of throws a wrench.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I'm all for whichever one you guys want to do.
maybe we
I
just
think we
need to let things kind of settle here.
Yeah. Exactly.
We
Alright.
still got
And if-
those blue skin people to figure out too.
Yeah, where the hell
'Cause
they
they-
are.
Were they trying to get off planet, or were they trying to get to another settlement?
I thought they were trying to get off planet.
They will tell you that actually they're trying to get to a different settlement on the planet. Actually, and I'm looking. They'll tell you, where they
think-
hope to go. They say that they're from a place in the wastes called the Silver Spire, and that they are the true peoples of this place.
Oh, the natives.
Well, what do you mean by that? Since I was under the impression the Uyghur were maybe indigenous to this place before humans arrived, and complexion aside, you look pretty human to me. Right?
Okay, so you have a convo with one of them in the bar, and that makes sense because you got to figure out what to do with them. And they are offering to pay you as well, by the way, to take them back. And they say, yes, the Uyghur, it is surprising that one was alive and that they're alive polyps. If I were you, I would not tell anyone here of that. In fact, we should return at once to tell the Dawn Seekers and let the true authorities of the planet know that the Uyghur are beasts at best and a malevolent alien intelligence that has harried any attempt for human life to flourish here at worst.
Ross, this better not be another Dune adaptation. If we're really just talking about worms,
It's
and
it's
Marc,
Dune
this
all
is
the way down.
every adventure.
I would like to ask him
long-
where the Silver Spire is in relation to these ruins that we were going to be checking out for
Yeah.
the dock.
That might be a good 3-point trip.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll tell you that, and I might be able to just have him point kind of over the wall. The Silver Spire, but just in general, to get to the old facility that might have the tech, you would have to go east, okay, over a couple of mountain ranges. To get to the Silver Spire, you would need to go southeast, almost south. Yeah.
Okay.
They do propose that if you help them, they will offer you 2 guides and warriors if you make it to the Silver Spire to guide you to the ruins that you speak of, if you tell them.
They know how to sweeten a pot.
Do you like
They
the
are
sound of
desperate
that?
to get out of here, especially considering what happened on the speakers.
Yeah.
They probably don't have much
Yeah.
time left, and they probably have to walk out that gate, even without
Let's get
weapons.
I think we
I
need
say,
to get these
I
people out
say
of here.
let's do it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
all
let's
for
do
it.
it. Yeah, same.
You're gonna
Yeah.
take them to their home, and then try to make the deal with them for pay and guides to make it to the ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. We need rations, stuff like that. I'm gonna put in
Yep.
role play what
Yeah.
rations I'm getting and stuff.
Yep.
Is someone getting a tarp this time?
Yes.
I bought a tarp. I was gonna say, should we? I know it's out of our way and it's days out, but should we try and buy more camel beetles for least pack, not transport?
We have to travel to the ranch to do that.
Which is
But
not quite on the path.
yeah, but having another one could be useful, especially because we don't know how much equipment we're going to need to recover exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing. Prices are still the same. Buy it. A few heads of camel beetles.
You're thinking about. I'm sorry. I was changing pages. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Glenn. But you're talking about going down to the ranch first to get more camel beetles.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're
Which
breaking up,
direction?
Glenn. I think.
Which direction was the ranch?
southwest.
South. Okay.
So you guys want to go on a overland expedition, stay away from the
A long trip.
civilization for a little while.
Well,
Yeah.
let's ask, do some calculations. How much would that add to our trip? What's our estimation for getting to Silver Spire, and how much time would be added by stopping at the ranch?
Takes maybe, what did it take, 4 or 5 days to get to the ranch, and then it takes, probably would take a week, maybe 4 or 5 days to get to the spire from the ranch, and then it would take maybe a week and a half by foot, unless you were riding the beetle camels, and then maybe you could do it in 5 days, assuming you don't get lost, to get to the ruins. Actually, you could ride the beetle camel to the ranch. You didn't have that. I think you had to walk last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Captain?
I think that's a good plan.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, you open the swinging old fake wooden doors to the Desperado bar, to the scorching hot, dusty, piercingly hot wind of Karth. The stellar radiation, the blue light rays beaming down from the gas giant up above, and a big shadow cast from the big space elevator goes up into orbit, where the Lucky Yo still gently just kind of dangles from a tether. There are Marines everywhere in the streets, and as you exit out into the streets, the loudspeakers come back on again, and the marshal comes on and is like, "We're Lars people, and this is Lars town. We've been through a lot together, and we will see this mission through to our home world in the end. We're tough. No one thought we could make it, but we've made it so far." And he's just giving a bunch of pep talk over the speaker. That's what's happening when you go out into the streets, head towards the gate.
Great guy.
Very good.
All right.
Solid Joe.
I almost believe him.
See here.
I am scared that he might just be like the villain from season 4 of The Expanse. In a similar situation.
Oof. Oof.
the
True.
very nasty looking dude with the big scars.
I mean,
Yeah.
if there's one constant we've seen out here, it's two: danger and corruption, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here you are. So, to follow this big road. So, you've got a big, long, linear feature here. But toss it over to Radamant. Where do you all go?
Okay.
It's currently morning.
I guess we'll hit the ranch first. That's the closest.
All right.
The
You could-
closest.
But you can see around you, there's a road that winds its way off to the southwest, and one that winds its way north. You can
All right.
barely see ridges, mountain lines, ridge lines off to the east, and then an old, lonely, bald thing used to maybe be the ruins of what was once a settlement to the south.
What was the road we originally took to the ranch? Would that be the south
Southwest.
or southwest?
But
Yeah.
it was this one,
South-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll head southwest.
Very well. As you begin heading southwest for the first day, you make it just about a beam of these ruins. You can see dry beds and long dried water courses that have turned into scorching wadis. And clinging to whatever moisture is found, there are in some lower areas shrubs and low hardy plants that can exist in this thin atmosphere. And you make it about this far, and Nothing happens the first day, and you continue along the road for a second day. Do you want to continue along the road, or do you want to leave the road and try to dead reckon in any certain direction?
No, let's stay on the road, I think.
Okay. It increases the
What do you think?
distance, but... Oh, and actually, I've got this wrong. You can cover more ground. Let me add some distance here. But let's see here. Toward the end of the second day. Boundary working for everybody now?
Yep.
And who knows what happened. If it doesn't break again, I'll give it a try. What were you saying?
Oh, I just got back in,
Oh.
like 30 seconds ago.
Gosh. All of a sudden, if you struggle with epilepsy, maybe close your eyes and don't look at the screen. Everything turns blue around you.
Oh.
Oh no.
And, somewhere off in the distance, you feel this like wind, like you have to bear down, and there's this big kind of nuclear almost explosion, a micro nuke almost, over on a hillside in the distance, as something explodes. As you can see the blue ray of some powerful. Looks like a beam laser from a ship, almost, off in the distance. And strikes the ground. Dust and everything billows out from it, and then a secondary shockwave as well.
What the hell?
Don't worry.
Okay.
Was
Is
that
that-
wasn't the array, right?
Is that the beanstalk laser?
Oh,
Was that a ship that went up?
You definitely saw, after kind of like your vision cleared, you can tell that there is the scorched ozone, and you could tell it looked like a beam laser from a ship striking from orbit and hitting the ground. So yeah, it makes sense that it's the orbital defense array.
Wonder
all
what that
right.
was
They're not
shooting.
kidding.
Oof.
Now this happened maybe 1.5 kilometers in the distance from you, which is still close, very close. But
Yeah.
Does anyone have like?
Okay.
Is there like
Should we worry about
shelter?
radiation? Or-
I have a Geiger counter.
do you use the Geiger counter?
Confirm if we're all-
Sure.
And it's probably like 48 rads out right now. So like you probably want to get away from this area if you're not having your vac suit sealed. With your vac suit sealed, you'll probably be okay. Assuming it doesn't get worse, or if you don't touch something that has absorbed or will carry that radioactive half-life longer or worse, like metal objects or the main blast area of it. But yeah, it's up there close to almost 50 rads.
Man. Okay. Yeah, we should get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe you seal your suit and you
Yeah,
just
I'll seal my suit up.
here's
Little
the
helmet on.
yeah, here's the bad news. It's evening. So if you want to get out of here, that means you need to ride into the night.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like getting cancer.
I wants to wake up with a third arm. Okay. That might be helpful.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that Family Guy episode.
We don't want two dicks. We're not Klingons.
you, you have you have leukemia. Oh, I thought it would
Oh,
give me.
lovely.
I thought it would give me powers. Oh,
Powers, yeah.
that's not true
No,
at all. You see, okay, so you get away from the blast site. The Geiger counter goes down to something like 15 rads, and you'll probably be fine with 15 rads. But just nearby, about 200 yards in the ground ahead on the road, is a glimmering golden object.
Ooh.
It's on the road.
Yeah, let's inspect that. That could be something valuable.
It is night, right? It's dark.
Yeah, it is nighttime.
Can we see anything with like binoculars to see what it is? I don't.
Do you have binoculars?
I have a scope.
I have binoculars.
If you use the binoculars,
I do have binoculars, yeah.
you can see that well, actually, you can see it perfectly. So let me show you what it looks like.
And I would kind of pass my binoculars around and say, look over here and tell me what you see.
It looks like a tombstone made of pure solid gold.
Ooh.
Smells like a trap.
Yeah.
It does sound like it's begging for a mummy's curse, but it looks
Yeah.
worth it.
My
I
precious.
mean, just think about who's buried in there. Someone with a lot of gold jewelry, I bet. Gold teeth. You reckon they got gold teeth?
Oh no.
I wouldn't want to risk it.
I actually have to get my traveler book for this. Look up the price of. Oh, actually, I have it right here. Yeah, actually, I have to get the book open for this one to see how much gold is.
I was like, I have the book in front of me right now, and I'm like, where's the section on gold tombstones that are definitely cursed?
We melt it down.
Where's
or
the
sell it
section
as an
about
object?
magic?
Because I mean, I think you could probably guess at its worth. It's going to be, so I'll give you the standard. You have to sell it, of course, but let me find it here. What is it? Well, does anybody know where the trade procedure is? So I don't have to go.
Very end of the second book, so page 46 of the Starship book.
Thank you very much. Trade and Commerce, and it would be
wow.
a.
They have silver. I don't see gold.
Silver. I think it'd be under special alloy. I mean, it's a metal alloy, so things like gold and platinum and, like things like that I would say, are highly valuable, more than silver and tin and copper, etc. So
It's a really big number.
this is probably a 2-ton slab, which would be 400,000 credits.
That's a lot of cash.
Oh, could a
right.
camel?
Niall
be
is
carrying it?
looking around
Hell
at
yeah.
everywhere but that because this is too good to be true. This does not feel good.
Right. What's even worse for Niall is that you don't see anything. Like, it'd be nice, actually, I think, if you could, see something, but no.
Reassuring.
Like,
Just
I mean,
this.
Trap.
was this along our path the last time we came this way? Like, how would
No.
we have missed this? Okay,
No, definitely not.
so
So
this is bait.
This is a trap. Or maybe it's Lars's gravestone. No.
Oh, what does it say on?
Well,
Oh, I don't
it's-
think we want to steal that.
So it's like this is kind of like deserty, right? Like how sandy of a desert? How much change happens from like week to week to the
Could it have
topography.
been revealed by the wind? Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a road, it's got to be decently packed, right?
In Galactic Anglic, it looks like it has been carved from whatever it once was. So you get the impression. Well, let's see. It says, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. And you can see this through the binoculars. It's inscribed with just what looks like gibberish, and has a mirror-like gleam from being shiny, extremely high-quality gold. It's very pure.
Okay, this is too good to be true, but my greed is
Yeah.
overriding my
Draw
caution a little
straws
bit.
for one person to take one for the team and forever bear the curse of the mummy.
I'll do it.
And maybe we'll give them a bigger cut of.
I'll do it.
It's the curse goes to the whole team, though, right? That's how it
Do they
works.
have
No,
mimic
I-
traveler?
I'll never place my hands on this slab. I absolve myself of this. Obviously,
Yeah,
I
but
would not.
Well, don't take the
Person's
credit,
not
though.
going to be able to pick
I-
it up by himself.
Yeah.
I think we
And
should
with-
stay away from it. I just wanna be sensible for once.
What are the
You know how
blue
much-
people that are accompanying us
Man.
saying about this?
Yeah.
When Book says
they
that,
say?
y'all better like chill. Like if Books is saying that,
I mean, I can't think of any stories that start with, this magical slab of gold appeared in the desert and then everything ended well. I'm pretty sure there will be some treachery.
Sometimes,
we keep it
sometimes,
going.
sometimes the sun.
As long as I'm rich.
Let one of
was
the blue
asked-
people look at it. Let one of the blue people look at it. Let
Well,
one of the
what
blue
are
guys
they
look at
thinking?
it.
What do they have to say about it? These blue folks.
I mean, get their opinion.
they look at it through the binoculars, and then they look at you and they say, "This is an ill omen, a curse."
Oh,
All right,
Yeah,
that
let's
seals the
go
deal
on.
for me. We stay
Let's
away
go
when the Fremen say.
let's.
Just make a note on a hand computer, like, all right, this here, this direction, whatever distance.
It's cursed as shit.
Yeah.
Ignoring the
Ross around it.
natives always works out well.
If you use your computer, you'll know it's been, let's see, 48. It's been about 52 hours at a rate of probably, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe 20 kilometers an hour, maybe 15 kilometers an hour. And by as the crow flies, Dead Reckoning, you are 60 miles southwest of Larstown. All right, so you guys are going to avoid it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It does nothing. It just lays there. If you find you get away from it enough where you're not bothered by it, you bed down for the night. When you wake up the next morning and take to the road, it's not there. Let's see. And the next day, you make it to the Krieg Ranch. I don't have the art put up, so I just scribbled this last time. But the Krieg Ranch is, let's see here. An isolated sheet metal homestead beside an old creaking windmill with a hunting stand on a tower. You can see an electric, automated, outdated turret slowly rotating. There are a few MEF guards outside. And
Oh, that's different.
no, they were here last time too.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. This is the one of the main agricultural centers of Larstown, way out here. Maybe it's near some kind of watering hole or some kind of resource. Who knows? But there is an anxious bray of camel beetles, like braying. There are 4 of them, and The MEF guards ask that you identify yourself at once through a tinny speaker. The radio static.
Hmm. Who wants to introduce us?
Captain, I say we tell the truth.
Yeah, let's tell the truth.
Okay. You
Yeah,
tell the
why
truth. The door creaks open to the ranch. An old lady daughter's outside, and she says, "Now you boys don't be rude. Come on in here and have some pie. Please come on in."
Well, thank you. Thank you kindly. Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Oh, it's you all
Oh,
again.
well.
She holds the door open, comes
we're
in.
back.
She says, name.
No one mentioned Jimbo.
Says, so you all go in, and she's holding the door open. She says, "Oh, Gerald, don't you say that about them. I'm sure that's not true at all. Now, don't you listen to Gerald." And there is a tube standing here in an otherwise old rustic kitchen. It looks like a low passage tube, like a freezer, like a Han Solo, kind of thing. And everything has a floral print. It's all homey and rustic in here, except for the frosted cryopod with an old man in suspenders who's pressed up against the glass. Like that.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kept him around.
Yep. And she puts out some pie for you and says, "Have you come to buy any more of my camel beetles?"
Maybe, yeah.
I've only got
Yeah.
four more gildings that I can put out that are good for riding.
We'll be interested in them because we're going pretty far. Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, anything I could help with.
We found a gold tombstone a couple miles back. You know anything about that?
Find my reaction dice.
We didn't touch it or anything. We didn't touch it or anything because we have respect for the dead.
She stops. Oh yeah, let me put up a picture of her here. This is what she looks like.
Does she have all of her teeth?
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you expect her to?
She looks
Maybe.
scorched with radiation from the what is the name of this gas giant up above? It's the Tabernus gas giant. Leathery old skin, wrinkles. Her wrinkles have wrinkles, and
She's only 26.
only the ripe old age of 42. And she says, "Now where did you all see that?"
Well, miles back.
I think that gas giant is playing tricks with your mind, Sonny.
Good.
There's a lot of people tell stories about an old gold tombstone just a flopping around. Memento Marty, they call him. That's a good thing, if what you say is true. I think maybe you just been hearing something in that bar back in Larstown in your sleep.
Maybe so.
They say whoever touches old Marty, why that tombstone just flips and flops after them. Don't matter if they make it 2 light years or 20 light years from here. It just comes after them until they're done.
Oh,
no.
glad we didn't touch it.
It's the death snail.
So, did you happen to see or hear a big explosion?
Well, I did. Sounds like the old
Beans
orbital
up.
defense platform might be on the fritz again.
Oh, again. Oh.
Well, it's a big enough moon for it to take off a mountaintop every now and then, and every once
that happens on accident sometimes.
every once in a while a critter will make its way all the way up there on a mountain somewhere, and it'd get a little bit too high for whoever put them lasers up there, and it'll just shave a little bit off the top of the planet.
We gotta get off this planet.
Yeah, this planet sucks.
You say that about every planet.
This planet sounds fun, okay? I don't know what you
Fine.
guys are worried about.
Fine. What planets have you been on? This planet seems fine to you.
Hey guys,
Wait,
maybe we'll
wait.
get a view, see what's going on.
Let's not. Let's not go mountain climbing. I don't really want to get
Yeah, let's go-
blasted by a anti-ship laser.
It's
She's-
fine, okay? Solomon likes.
Oh, there's nothing fun
You-
about this planet.
You all lose your nerve. She says, "Now look at here. Now this is my home. Now I'll tell you,
No.
good old Lars, back in his day, he was a visionary. He knew that there was something we could take out of this planet, and then they started finding all that reef dust, the coral dust.
Yep. Yep.
And why now? Look at all this that we have." She motions around to like the doors, like you know, like the wind is like opening it and back and forth, and dust is rolling in to the old kitchen.
Really a land of plenty.
Or Gerald is just like looming over you all as you're eating your pie.
This is the land of milk and
Oh.
honey, man. A land of milk and honey.
Place is great. Solomon will definitely build a retirement.
Well, I didn't mean to lie, but I got 3. I'm looking out there now. They're 3,000 ahead. If you want them.
Yeah, I think we'll have to take them off your hands.
Only 3? What about the 4th? What happened to the 4th?
I was wrong. That one didn't make it exactly. I just kind of lost. I forgot about it. I mean, oh wow, yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to tell you the poundage that they carry. They carry essentially 500 pounds apiece.
Ooh.
And they can help you go about twice as fast because you don't have to, take as many breaks, and they're pretty, they walk about as fast, but all of you can ride them like 3-on-1 or so.
Could we?
Oh, dang.
Is there a cart or something that we could harness to them to carry us all?
Or a sled.
Sure, we could give you one of these carts, but only problem with the cart is they wouldn't go over hills too well. You'd have
That's
to
not
take
fair.
you'd have to
Those
take your
things-
way through the valleys and wadis to get around.
We take
I wouldn't want to
turns.
be held down by the limitations of wheels. I like that these
Yeah,
got legs. They're
exactly.
made to walk on these kinds of terrain. I mean, you said we could fit
Next-
like 3 of us on one camel beetle?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
only need 2 just for us, and maybe we could get a
Yeah.
third to haul
No,
goods
we've already
and
got
stuff.
we've already got Bluey.
Yeah, but
Right.
if we buy, I'll buy all 3, and then we can have, because we don't know what's going to be on the ruin still.
True.
We don't know what's going to happen. On our,
True. Yeah.
Head-
Let's
Yeah.
buy
So
all
we could
three.
have a total of 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say we buy them all. Yeah.
I'll throw in for one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll also.
All right. She brings you out to the pasture where these things are, and tells Solomon, "This one here, this is Airlock." I don't mean to be crude, but she slaps Airlock's hide, and Airlock lets out a big rumbling from its arse, and then she's like, "Oh,
oh,
yeah,
good old airlock.
yeah." Airlock, he never quite took to the feed. See, he's not from this ranch. We'll give you some feed, but it's what we got. It's what beetle camels eat. Airlock's got a bit of a strange set of 3 or 4 tummies in there. And anyways, and this one here is Duchess, and you see a beetle camel that just like is wide-eyed, but like twice as wide as the other ones, and then like
Aw.
really just slowly like rotates around, is super obese. And lastly, this is Strider, and Strider is obviously has some sort of birth defect because The you've got the beetle camel like insectoid kind of legs, and his left legs are way shorter. So Strider just kind of like shimmies around, you know, kind of wonky like. And
Oh,
yeah,
I want to adopt Striker.
Strider. You want Strider, the wonky one?
Yeah. I want Strider.
Now, if you get Strider, you got to hang on tight, because it ends up kind of shifting off of his back, you know.
Oh, he'll be okay. We'll be okay with Strider. Look at
All
him.
right.
Just to be clear, we're all willing to split the cost on these three.
Yeah.
And that'll be in addition to Bluey we already have.
Yeah, I'll throw in some credits.
Yeah, I'll drop 3,000 to get one of them.
Yeah, I mean, if we're all
means-
paying, it's even forever.
Yeah.
Gus,
Yeah,
roll
I'll put in some money.
Gus, what's your intelligence?
Wait, hold on. What is my intelligence? I think it's wait, pull me up. 8.
8. Roll 2d6 to get 8 or below.
Okay.
Say, dude.
Discount.
All right, you got it.
Oh, never mind.
So you feel a gentle tugging on your pack, and you turn around and you see Duchess's face like come out of your bag,
Oh,
and almost has a ration in its mouth that drops back into your bag.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh,
this
Duchess.
really big beetle camel, someone just managed to just be like a ninja and just pop up behind you where your bags were.
Okay.
We might
our
need
new
extra
objective
rations.
is
An
to
interesting
bring these
skill
camel
set
beetles
for,
everywhere.
So I may actually let's see. Well, no, they don't eat rations. They would
Or
Then we'll
yeah,
have-
meal.
then we'll have multiple airlines.
Yeah, Duchess seems interested in your rations, but
We'll make sure she gets some feed.
I'm inclined to keep riding on Bluey because I have not had heard of any
Yes.
weird quirks about Bluey, and
Same
also
here.
because he has witnessed me kill his longtime companion and
Jimbo.
therefore knows to take me seriously.
You bastard. You
Niall
killed Jimbo.
places his mask on. It's like, I'll take airlock.
I'm running on Bluey because Bluey is actually my character's personal property.
I'll go on airlock as well, I guess.
all right.
And I'll mount up on Duchess, and then we can take a few of the blue folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Um,
got plenty enough room now for everybody.
You should have marked off 2 rations, but for your 3rd day you don't have to. She feeds you for free.
Nice.
And you set out then the next day. I should say, where do you go from here? This is kind of the end of the road. Now, they will tell you that the Silver Spire is somewhere to the east. They can tell you that, but they've never been to the ranch. You have a mountain range off in the distance to the southwest, and a long stretch of shrub making up another low wadi. It's just sort of cracked and snakes its way out. The road going back the way you came, and then just an open expanse of desert to the east.
All right. What does everyone think?
Our way back.
How
Way
do our
back we
blue friends
came.
feel about off-road navigating? Is that something that they know a lot about, or are they like not inclined to do that?
Let me make sure that I don't have this wrong.
It's like they offered us a guide as essentially like our payment, so to speak, and I don't know if like that's a different skill set than what they have, just as like regular old blue people.
Yeah. Are there any like landmarks from which they can orient?
No, not from here, but so 3 things. I forgot to mention this. They have like a desert covering, like a shema, I guess. But it has a very kind of light, almost like cheesecloth, except it lays heavily, and you can see little bits of blinking, glittering lights underneath it that will rest on their head. And then they have this like pale skin, They point to the east, and what's clear to all of you is you're gonna have to just find this place. Like, there's not really any other option than to set off into the wilderness, really. You know,
Silver Spire,
if you
is
want
that
to try to
mountainous?
find them, huh?
Silver Spire, that sounds like it's a mountain location. Is that what they... Or is that just the name of the place?
Is it metaphor?
Yeah, one of them will dryly tell you it is not metaphor. It is a beautiful and ancient spire of the original peoples of this planet. Though it is not as it was in its former glory, it is like one of the many spires from times long ago when the first peoples were here. You shall see its beauty if you are true and worthy to see it.
Okay, but like, how
any of their
tall is
names
it? Like, it from a distance.
They'll tell you it's about 3 stories tall, which is not, you know, not tall enough to get blown up by a
To
laser.
navigate around the horizon, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, yeah, I mean, they also propose, if you would prefer, although they're leery of this idea, you could go back to Larstown and hire a guide.
No.
But
Isn't
no-
that what they hired us to do, essentially?
Yeah, they're very leery of that idea. What do you think, Radamant?
Right. All right. What does everyone think? Let me get some consensus.
I mean, I got a long-range communicator. We get lost. Try to.
Yeah. If nobody had radios, I bought a few radios so we could
Yeah.
have those.
I have a medium
Alright.
range one.
My vote is to just go for it. This is what
Yeah,
we're here to
let's
do.
do
It's
it.
our job.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
we
Let's
need
do it.
I would
Yeah.
just ask them, do they
Let's
know
go
if
to
there are any oases in case, you know, we run longer than our
Mhm.
rations and water
Any
allotment?
good game to hunt?
Any lawyers out there preying on us?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
We were part of a group that was patrolling to the northeast, but our people do not often leave the auspices of the tower. We have most of what we need in service to the immortal Dawn Seekers.
Oh god,
There's-
this sounds like such a cult.
There is little
That's
reason
okay.
for us to leave. Lost.
Is there a getting lost table?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's a.
Oh no.
It's just
If
not
that go-
something I've. It's the first time we've really done like overland
Off-road
travel. Yeah, and travel.
Yeah.
Now, how does the navigation skill like compare? Is it just like astro navigation or?
Yeah, I can sadly I can answer that. I've read that from the book. That is astrogation, is what that means.
Okay.
It means it says in the
Yeah.
book that it's about guiding starships in space.
Okay.
But Russ, surely you can travel by the stars in the heavens over land, right? Same skill set applies, I'm sure.
I mean, I got a compass and a computer, and that's about all I've got.
I thought there was just a thing. Oh, here we go. Animal types, terrain, columns. I feel like I should be encounter checklist. I'm just curious if that's okay. I'm just curious if it has a.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
I can do this.
Is
without
anybody
it.
else in cowboy get up
All
with
right.
Solomon?
Glance.
Yeah, I'm already
Taking a glance at it,
Always.
I know that even though I don't see it here, I know that there are different rates for things like on foot and vehicle rates. But anyways, I don't see anything about like a roll to get lost. You know, maybe it assumes enough competence and kind of worldliness at tech level 7, 8, 9 at the very least you'd be at to where that just wouldn't happen or something. So, anyways, based on that, I won't make any rules. I'll just describe what you see, which I already did. There's the road, the wadi to the northwest, the mountain to the southwest, and to the east, an open desert. Where do you go, Radamant?
Goodness gracious. All right, what's consensus?
Well, they live in the southeast. That's where they told
Yeah,
us,
let's
right?
go to the southeast.
Let's
Well,
just.
we went southwest to get to the ranch, so
Yeah,
Oh, so we should just head east.
Yeah,
yeah, head east.
That's,
Yeah, head
that's my
east.
vote.
Yeah.
and they're
Head
they're
east,
they're
yeah.
pretty much kitted out for desert travel.
and-
So I
yeah,
think we
exactly. Head east. We're going east. Everyone cool with that?
sounds
East
All right.
is
Yep.
good.
East it is.
If that golden tombstone shows up, Solomon wants to touch it because he doesn't believe in superstition.
I'll touch it, no. We don't want that thing following us across the stars.
Well, Solomon is a born and bred admiral of the Navy. Okay, he don't believe in all this magic superstition. Listen,
what about
cursed, it'll
technology
follow
that's
him.
sufficiently advanced so as to appear as magic?
Yeah.
well, he has some. He has some data about that he will share. Like,
Yeah, you do have a number of strangers still among the crew here, but you hear Solomon now allude twice to something he needs to tell you. But you haven't had a chance to have a sealed starship that nobody can just eavesdrop on for many a days.
yeah.
So here you are a day into your journey to the east, and two things happen. First of all, in the distance you hear a rumbling, and you see this big thing come up out of the sand, and tentacles like waving off of it, and as it like leans over and comes back into the sand. This is probably like this distance is true. This thing is off on the horizon, 18 miles in the distance. Like if you use your binoculars, if it has like a rangefinder or something. But meanwhile, the ground kind of shakes lightly, and you're at the top of a ridge that you're riding these things on, and you hear airlock groan, and then just squelch,
Oh.
and just like,
I want to ride upwind of airlock.
all right.
Yeah, airlock's going in the
Let's
bag.
hope that can repel
Oh, no.
sandworms. Like,
yeah.
And yeah, so everybody that tries to ride ahead of airlock now, all of a sudden, the other three camel beetles start to, and especially what's her name?
Duchess.
No, Strider. So Strider like starts to tip, and you guys start to fall, and Strider flips onto its back and starts to slide and slides along its back, and then you see Strider start to sink into the sand, and
Oh no.
and you all tumble down the hill, and you're starting to sink as well into the sand. What do you do?
Oh god.
These are the people that were
I
on
wanna-
Strider.
I definitely want to get out of the sand, but I want to help Strider.
I don't have rope.
I actually bought. No, I didn't buy rope. Dang it.
Oh.
can we
Can we
help
use the
those
tarp?
of us who are not?
I got a tarp.
Well, let's just say, like, I mean, could you almost like use it to kind of like create a more solid surface to get
Spread
the
out, yeah.
footing?
You're gonna use the tarp for that?
I don't know. I'm spitballing goofy ideas, seeing what works.
Well, because I'm on Bluey, if we can get closer, I'll try to cast my net, still holding on to one end of it, but making sure that the other end is close enough that they could just grab onto any part of that net. It's not
Okay.
a rope.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
you know.
no, that works. Okay, so you cast the net and you're holding onto it, and it gets off, and they're all like holding onto this thing, and everybody gets part of the net, and they toss it around, and they're able to pull it on. They've got this muck all over them, but meanwhile Strider is beginning to sink, and you can just see Strider's like half of his face like this is like sinking.
You're not
Oh,
letting
no.
that thing die. We need our money's worth out of that. We just paid for it.
We gotta save Strider.
I mean, we can't get like close to it with the other ones or risk losing them.
Yeah.
We have your net. Your net's not going to be enough to lift out this big old beetle camel, right?
No, but like maybe we could use the camel be able to pull the other one out.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. Yeah, the beetle can't. How long are their mandibles? We might be able to use them.
So what are you thinking? You're going to connect something to one of the beetle camels as like a toe and then try to get it to
Yeah.
the other beetle camel? So the problem is, so you're able to do that with the net, okay? And you can do it in time. The problem is someone is going to have to attempt to get to Strider. And
I'll do it.
that will be
I'll
a
do it.
roll. Now, before you
I'll
roll,
do it.
okay, Radamant volunteered, so he can give it a try. If you fail this roll, two things will happen. Okay. Before you make the roll, you can decide this. The first thing is
Yeah.
there'll be no way that you could get it to Strider in time if you fail.
Okay.
Strider will sink. The second thing is then you will begin to sink, and you're going to have to come up with a different solution than this muck-covered net that you're on the very edge of as you're trying to like climb this sinking camel beetle. So,
Alright.
but with that, if you pass the roll, you could do it, and you'll connect it to
Okay.
its head.
Alright.
If you have xenomedicine, then we can look at some
Ooh.
bonuses. Otherwise, unless you
Is any more-
unless you have any other skills that you could propose, I think it's going to be
Mm.
2d6 to get an 8.
anyone-
Seal your
does
suit.
anyone- Yeah, I seal my suit.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, nice.
Okay.
I mean, like,
Come on, you gotta save Strider.
best I got's a
He's
rifle
something one.
sling. So
8.
Exactly 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, you managed to get out there. You seal your suit, and just as you're sinking, you see him like he's sinking. His arm like comes up from the vac suit, gets the netting onto the mandibles of Strider, and starts and Strider's head starts to stretch, and you see his exoskeleton come up as big old Duchess just like toes just slowly pulls Strider out of the muck.
Oh, good job, Duchess.
Oh.
A girl. A girl.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And with that airlock,
Yeah, good job,
Oh,
Arlock.
as soon-
Way to go.
That was an approvable
Way
one.
That was a triumph. That was triumph flatulence.
Yeah, he was relieved.
oh no,
Literally.
no, no.
Oh,
hopefully we can put all this behind us now.
yes.
Oh, what was that thing we saw in
Yeah.
the distance? It was it the spire?
No, this is a
That's
giant
insane.
worm beast thing.
Oh
Don't think
god.
I-
Okay, that's what I was worried about. That's probably why everybody was upset.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're like, yeah, don't bring hover bikes out there and stuff.
And do
Yeah.
the natives have any insight into what that is?
Yeah, they can tell you. They say as much. They say. They say that is the great sand squid,
Oh god. it's even
Kuraava.
worse. Ah. I'd be fine with fighting the giant sandworm. I'm not down to fight a sand kraken.
What are you talking about fighting? We gotta ride that thing.
We do.
Right.
I'm just saying, if things go south, you guys are on your own, okay?
We believe that in the before times of the ancient peoples of this place, that we were in harmony with this world. But something changed this planet, and that sand squid became the monstrosity it is now. Anyone that is hunted by it cannot escape.
The Kraken? Oh my god.
Night comes. You make camp peacefully. Nothing happens. You can see that there's some stones, a rocky rise, perhaps a ridgeline off in the shimmering kind of the distance in the morning. And then rest is just desert around you, far off in the distance as well. That's shimmering. You can see the road you came in on. Where do you all go, Radamant?
Continue east, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
You begin to see.
How much do you get?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I had nothing important to say.
Okay, you begin to see some ruins off in the distance. And at the base of the ruins, glimmering gold upon the ground.
Oh crap! All right. Do you know anything
If
about
any
the
of you
planet is
touch
cursed.
that thing, you're not allowed back on a beetle.
That's fair.
Or, I asked our blue companions if any of you boys familiar with this?
They say the same thing. If you point it out and show them the binoculars, they're like,
Yeah.
"This is an ill omen. It is a cursed thing. We should go nowhere near
Okay.
it. We should pass
Okay,
it
so-
by 10 kilometers if we can."
Okay, so we're doing that. We go around.
It-
We go around it.
But it's not the tombstone.
That's twice in a week we've crossed that thing.
I want to go. I want to go touch the tombstone. Like nothing bad
No,
can happen.
no,
It's just
absolutely
superstition.
not.
The runes that
Absolutely
we
not.
passed, are those the ones that we saw on the way out to the ranch from a different direction, or
You
Different
haven't
route.
passed them yet. You see them off in the distance.
okay?
And that's up to you all to decide if, based on your mapping, if you know where you are. I will tell you what you can see around you currently, based on Radamant saying that you want to circumnavigate it by 10 kilometers. There are what looks like an old, larger set of ruins among stones to the northwest, and a long snaking wadi that goes from the north to the east, along the northeast. And far off in the distance, shimmering in the sun, is a mountain range, or ridgeline. That's what you can see kind of off in the distance to the north when you try to circumnavigate these ruins where the gold object is.
Do we want to follow that wadi? Do we think that'd be a better?
I think so.
Just out of curiosity, can we use the space elevator as a navigation marker?
You definitely know where north is because you can definitely see the space elevator.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'll never. I do that actually in my old school game sometimes, but I'm not going to obscure where is north, south, east, and west. You're going to know where that
Okay.
is. Yeah.
I like the idea of
Yeah,
just
well-
heading further south till we get to the wadi and then following
Yeah.
it for. I mean, it looks like it
Exact-
kind of heads in the direction
Yeah.
of where we were told
Yeah.
the Silver Spire
Same
was.
here.
so-
Same
That's a
here.
good idea.
So you want to head east toward the wadi until you intercept it?
Yep.
Okay. A third day comes. And it begins to glimmer. It's not this big. This is stylized, okay? But you see more ruins. Off to the north, you see more mountain ranges and ridge lines. And this wadi does indeed snake its way into a larger and larger concentration of ruins until you begin to think you see a tall ruin. Finally, that is without a doubt the case on the third day. Let's see, it's been 6 days, so it's now 65. You see it. You arrive at it. Describe it.
I'll be back in a moment.
You see a silver metal spire. It's snapped near the top. its shadows stark across the sands as if it were all part of a sundial, as part of the whole planet. It's surrounded by
Wow.
poorly constructed adobe buildings, little adobe huts down here at the bottom like this. And you can also see small hydroponic farms, which for a planet like this is an impressive tech level for the desert. Probably tech level 10, at least,
wow.
if not higher. Post-fusion. And you can see that the farms do have crude circular trenches, like ancient irrigation. There is a multi-level silo in the center of it all. This tower is more ostentatious and gaudy on each level as it goes up.
Man.
That right there is a symbol of increasing hubris of civilization, if ever I've seen one.
Yep.
Call this place
Pretty
Babel.
though.
Let me make sure that I have this correct.
So is the top of the tower ruined?
Yes.
It looks like it's been blasted off by a laser,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe it was another space elevator.
Maybe
Maybe.
the orbital lasers misfired.
Let me make sure I have
There
this.
could be something in there. Maybe there's something in there that'll help us tame the space crack. You know, we can go free the planet from whatever the town it was we were at. Karaoke bar.
Larstown.
Larstown, yes. Lars would want that, okay?
So they bring you up to the front gate of this thing, and they speak in an unknown language. And there are people that speak back and forth in this unknown language. And then the door opens into a foyer, and you do see some kind of cylindrical elevator that kind of goes up. It does all have kind of like a bright white kind of sterile appearance, similar to the space elevator. And inside are imposing gold statues of scientists and medical instruments that line a cavernous hall. This is, I think I have it right. No, that is not right.
With
There
my
are-
medical knowledge, would I recognize any of this?
There are ornate light fixtures that are left half dark and non-functional. You can tell that they are not operational. They cast the foyer in a dim twilight. Instead, they use sconces with torches, as if this were a medieval castle. And puffy-sleeved, white-robed attendants walk around here. Several greet you and do a ancient bow. And they ask, what is their business here? And then the people that brought you here, they say, they rescued us. They brought us back to our brothers among the Dawnguard. And you can see a emaciated, pale-looking human comes out with just like a thing tied around their waist, and they have a tray, and it's covered in delicious, plump-looking figs. I'm sorry, Solomon.
Oh.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, when we were looking at these statues and medical equipment, with his medical background, would he have any knowledge of any of these? Would he recognize any of the statues?
You do not recognize any of the statues of these scientists, but judging from the medical instruments, these peoples had knowledge going up to probably tech level 12 or higher.
Oh man. Okay.
Though perhaps no more.
And now they're using fire to create light.
Yeah.
There-
That could also just be it's a cool aesthetic, you know?
Yeah, true.
You know,
It sets the mood.
there's somebody in my neighborhood that has that. I've passed by their garage, and they have these like medieval torches, you know, out in front of the
Huh.
garage, and I'm like, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it.
And you've never asked them to play D&D? Are you kidding me?
Right?
I have. I got laughed
You've
at.
never gotten. Seriously?
Oh.
Yeah. It's Kentucky. It's so asking people. You get a response when you ask somebody to play D&D. It's kind of like, well, never mind. Yeah, it's I got made fun of though. I did. It's true. I did ask.
Used to play D&D in public outside, and would have people come and comment on it. And one time, this older gentleman, he was in his 70s, came across us and was like, "Huh, Dungeons and Dragons. I played that back in the 70s. I was what did he say? Fighting man."
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy in my neighborhood who plays Avalon Hill board games, but I
Oh,
can't.
wow.
He's such a weird cat. I can't.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll play Avalon Hill board games. You know, that sounds rad. I'd love to, but and he played BX back in the day, and I think one person wanted to play 5e, which is a pretty
Yeah.
good sampling of my experience of trying to find in-person people
Oof.
in this area. Anyways,
And apparently torches are no indicator of anything.
Right.
yeah, well, I was going to say that there is some cognitive dissonance when you have like an American flag and then also like some yard gnomes and like I don't know, a regular modern style kind of front to your house, and but there's medieval torches. But look, it's fine. That's an improvement, and this is kind of like that actually. So anyways, there are 9 guards in here. You also see that have some sort of strange rifle that all seems to be made of a single mono structure. Like it doesn't seem to have parts.
Niall wants one.
Yeah.
All right. Now, for Chapman's part, I just got to ask, are there any princesses here? Especially ones in need of rescuing.
Oh, I have to check this.
Seems like
Ooh.
there probably is. Then I have no further business with these folks. I'll just wait until you guys are
we
ready
do
to
have
go.
business because, we were kind of promised a reward for returning them.
Yeah. I'm just saying I'm not going to stick around and ask any further questions. You know, the last Dune planet we were at, there was a lot more there to keep me around.
Or was there? Maybe it was all an illusion.
Yeah, so you don't see any princesses here. No.
Dang.
And anyways, they offer you credits. They say, let's see, 500. How many? Let me go back and see how many there were. Paid it. 500. They offer you 2,000 credits, and they say, we promised them that if they would bring us back to the Dawnguard, that 2 of us would accompany them to the ruins to the northeast. And they say, I'm sorry, my brothers, but there have been changes. The winds have shifted here on Karth. But they may stay here for a time, if they wish for Dawnguard to accompany them. And
So
then,
they're like,
they turn back to you and they say, "We are sorry. We must report to the Dawnguard barracks. But if you can stay here for several days, we assure you that we will return and swear our service to you long enough to make it to these ruins."
All right.
I'm
That's acceptable.
curious as to what changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem tight-lipped about that. They do not respond.
I
So
mean, we
they
are
mean
are
outside,
just
so that's
stay.
understandable.
If we stay, can you guys provide food and lodging and all that stuff?
Let's see here. So seeing. Oh wow, that's wild. You can eat of our food There are places to sleep. We will leave you in peace. But whatever you do not ascend the tower.
Gotcha. We respect you.
Now I want to.
If you find
Yeah.
any way to descend into the earth below these ancient towers, do not do so. But you are free to be here in peace among the donors.
Guys, you know when they tell us not to do something, we have to do it, right?
Look,
do we
look.
have to tick off everyone?
Yeah, really. Do we really piss these people off? No.
We could just take a little peek.
I want to try to buy one of
Little
these
peek.
rifles.
I doubt they're gonna sell their like technological relics to us.
Yeah, they don't seem on the same level of I don't know what capitalism that travelers are. They're not interested in buying and selling and stuff like that, but they allow you to stay here. They kind of usher you back outside and leave you to your own devices back in the desert winds among the huts. You don't know these people. It's almost like they just don't even think about introductions. They didn't even give you their names. Like, it's just not even stuff that they
Look, I say we just ride out the weirdness for a few days. Don't go poking around in all their like sacred cursed.
I kind of want to see what's up there now that they told us
No,
not
you
to
don't.
go.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
All right,
What if
guys. I know
what if
that
they're-
Radamant is currently the captain, but if anyone wants to sneak out and check it out,
Look, you want to do it? It's on your head. I'm staying here. I'm not a
kinda
dictator.
wanna go see, like,
You two, go ahead. If you get killed, it's on my head. And I do a
they
hand
might
washing
be
motion.
trying to feed us to the sand kraken. Okay, we don't know these people.
Well, we stick together and stay on our guard.
Yeah,
Don't
but
go
this-
like, look, I'm the captain. I'm the captain now.
look at me.
Where
I don't want to die.
where do you go?
Look at me.
Where do you go first? There's just some people milling out, going in and out of these huts. They are emaciated, slightly blue-skinned, and seem to only wear, I don't remember what that's called, a loincloth.
Ooh.
I take it there's no signs of any kind of industrial or craft activity other than just farming. Is that?
These distances are a little bit, this is more stylized than it seems. These all represent clusters of these huts that you could go check out. Which one would you like to check out? You could see if you could find that.
You know,
Do the
I'm sticking with the group. I'm not going wandering off on my own. So
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I was just kind of looking for any kind of signs of industry, or
do the people, like the emaciated people with the loincloth, do they seem like destitute and ill-kept, or does it seem more of like a vow of not excess or
Right.
anything like that? Like, does it seem like
Like
it's
some
more
kind
like
of
maybe like a
fasting
choice,
ritual?
or yeah?
No, it probably, it looks like naturally they're slightly more malnourished than a citizen of Larstown. You can also see, if you get closer to this hut, let's just start with this hut. I'll describe some things and you can look around and try to find, if you want to sleep, if you want to trade, if you want to talk, if you want to leave and come back. It's going to take several days. We're on expedition time, so 1-to-1 time has ceased for now. In this hut, this collection of huts, you see a couple of things. First of all, there are these concentric circles that you can see that are like irrigation lines that are kind of there are these 3 concentric circles where there are these clusters of huts, and there are people working in those irrigation lines and in the hydroponics areas, and they're just farming. And they do have like togas and loincloths, and they're pretty thin, and they have like lightly blue skin. They also have, when you get closer here to this one, you see two things. First of all, the people working here have a sun sigil tattoo on all their necks. Secondly, there is someone, the one hut that is open, you see, you hear beeping noises, and there's a tech level, probably 7, tech level 6, 7, dialysis machine with an old man connected to it sitting there clutching one of those weird rifles.
Anybody want to go talk to the weird old man?
Sure.
I'll go with.
Yeah. Howdy, partner.
I'll go too.
Let's see here. Make sure I have this right. I understand it. He speaks Anglic. He says, "Greetings, outsider.
Howdy.
What
So,
brings you to the spire?"
We were just delivering some of your friends back to your settlement here.
Yes. He doesn't introduce himself. He doesn't ask for your name.
So what's the deal with this place, if you don't mind me asking? Tell me a little bit about it.
This is the Silver Spire, the last bastion of the once true people, the original people of this place. This was our planet and our world, till something awful happened. Now we seek the Dawn Seekers, seek the real truth and the salvation that will one day rise like the rising sun.
See.
Does it have something to do with the giant sand squid that we saw? This calamity?
The sand squid is an aberration, payment for the sins of those long ago.
And what about the beanstalk?
A wonder of our people. We once had many.
So can you tell me what happened to your civilization? Or
We were betrayed. Outsiders, aliens, something turned on us. We opened our hands in friendship and were betrayed, and our planet was destroyed. It was not always like this.
how long ago was that?
Did one of these aliens, was one of these aliens named Lars?
You speak of the recent colonists. Like yourself.
Yeah.
Well, we're not
We're just
colonists.
passing through. No.
Those who are not the people of this planet sometimes come, but the planet will master them. They are not masters of this planet.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. This place has an
We gotta
effect
get
on
off this
people.
world.
Yeah, we really do.
I'm
Live
kind of
by
digging this
yourself.
planet.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you wish to give yourselves to the Dawn Seekers?
No.
Yes.
We're no.
You get like a brochure.
Yes.
Cause
What does giving ourselves to the Dawn Seekers entail?
they will use your mind, body, and soul. You'll be brought into unity with them, into their infinite and ageless consciousness. Then you will know what they know.
Guys, I think this is some sort of cult. Like, we need to
Yes.
find out more.
You think?
Sure,
think-
I want to join the Dawn Seekers.
Well, you go right ahead. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not going to be.
I'm going to confer with Books, and I'm going to just say privately, we need some revisions to our interview process for new crew members. I have a few more filtering questions that we're going to have to introduce.
Exactly.
Yeah. Books
Guys,
is just gonna
guys,
nod.
this tower, if we can get into the tower, we can get a lot of, this is high level stuff. It's good money for all of this. Is anything salvageable? I'm just thinking about the money. I don't really want
This old man,
to get
his
overhead.
eyes are like glazed over, and Solomon's whispering, and this old man's like looking off in the distance. He's like, "Cause no trouble here. You are welcome. If you wish to join the Dawn Seekers and be joined into their eternal mission, go and see the tattooist and surrender yourself to the Dawnguard, and they will bring you into communion with them."
Oof. Nope. No, thank you.
Is there
No, thank
anything?
you.
Not my
Thank you,
eye. I'm
guys.
not giving any more
Yeah.
of my whole body parts.
Is there anything that like stands out about the tattoo now that he mentions this?
For those in charted space, it looks like a ubiquitous symbol, but just black.
I got one of those right here on my jacket shoulder, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
I
sees
was
it.
part of the
He's
scout
like,
service. I was part of the scout service.
"You seek the dawn as well, then? The eternal rising
Eh.
sun."
I saw it once. It was all right. I moved on.
Yeah, I served in the Imperial Scout Service.
He just looks at you blankly when you say that.
Well, I guess would I have some sort of like ID card that had the Scout Service symbol on it?
I mean, yeah, you can.
I think
Yeah.
I want to say to Rad, but I'm pretty sure these guys haven't actually been in touch with the Imperium for probably a few centuries.
Oh, no, true, but I might be able to jog a memory. I show him the card.
Yeah, he sees the sun and he's like, "Perhaps you are called by the rising sun, whether you know it or not, whether you are profligate or not. Perhaps you will be brought back under the rising sun in all its glory.
Yeah, maybe so.
Cause no trouble here, outsiders." He just like stares blankly off in the distance. "You guys want to go look at any of the other huts, or find a place
I'm
to
good.
sleep,
I
or
think
Yeah,
I want
just
to
gonna bed down?"
find an empty
I
one.
kind of want to take a tour.
I mean,
Yeah.
Niall will
Do
kind
some
of linger and
brainstorms.
he'll just kind of like, so, what's the range on that thing?
On the rifle? Oh, he
Yeah.
he ignores you. He doesn't say
Dang
anything.
it!
Actually, no. I take that back. He actually points to let me see, off in the distance, this hut over here, where you can hear a clanking, clattering noise.
Oh, is that the tattooist? Let's go see the tattooist, guys. Like, at least let's
Yeah.
hear them out. Because if we can get inside this place, I'm sure that if there's anything salvageable, this will make the trip worth.
All right, let me lay this out for you. These guys are brainwashed. They're gonna put something in you. They're gonna
Exactly.
put something.
So
They're gonna give you some kind of drugs, or some kind of like behavioral modification, or something. And you're not gonna want to salvage anything. You're gonna be like farming, like these poor schmucks over here.
There are a few SPF
Look.
off on their sunburns.
Yeah.
I served 9 terms in the Navy. There's nothing here that surprises. Okay, we see brainwashed folks. But right now,
You
You're
say that and something happens.
oh god,
Solomon, what is your intelligence?
7.
Roll under your intelligence. 7, or roll 7 or below on 2d6.
All right, let's see what I get. Come on. A 3.
You got
3, you make it. You You say that, nothing's gonna, and then you hear like a voice in your mind and something like, almost like you see Solomon like go down to a knee and clutch his head, and he looks up and his eyes are bloodshot and there's a trickle of blood going down his nose, and
No.
Oh.
you can tell that something went into your mind and looked around.
Yeah, that's
Don't say
probably
that.
psion.
Oh,
This isn't.
That's probably psionics. Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
We can't let
you're
this keep going. We need to figure out what's going on. At
I
the
think
very
we
least.
need-
Doc Solomon, first of all, let's just do a quick make sure that you're cognitively all there right now after that
He's not.
experience, or do we got to get you?
You do seem like you're okay. Yeah.
I'm okay.
You're the medical professional here. Do you think that you're going to need to go get some help, or is it just past?
Nah, it's past. We need to figure out what's going on.
All right, so let's go around the table, like, because we've kind of went back and forth a little bit here. So Doc Solomon wants to, let's start big picture and let's get smaller. Doc Solomon wants to investigate it, stay here, figure out what's at the bottom of all this. Radamant's like, no, let's leave this place in peace. Let's hunker down. So let's go around the table and start big picture here. Chapman, are you gonna invest in this here spire and figure out what's going on, or you want to just like be like, whatever, let's get out of here as soon as we can?
I would prefer to focus on our ongoing mission of getting to those ruins, and the only reason I'd say we should stick around the spire is in case we agree that having the aid of the Dawnbreaker escort would be pretty cool. Maybe, but even then, I'm like, maybe we should just leave right now.
Yeah, let's vote on that next. AJ, I'm sorry, Niall, move on or investigate?
I think I kind of am in similar camp as Chapman. That I think if we can get these guides, that'll be a boon. But until then, we have the what is it, a few days?
Yeah, well, if you want and they're not guides, they're just like hired warriors that have promised to help you just up to getting to the ruins. Like they're going to go that far, help you at the ruins, and then they're going to leave you be because you saved their lives. So sounds like we got a majority vote on that, okay? Unless anybody has a persuasive argument otherwise. Glenn, you've proposed yours.
No.
So let's take those and go back around here so we can make a decision and keep moving as well. Do you want to wait, Niall, do you want to wait 4 days to get these Dawnguard to go with you, or just head out? And do you want to explore while you're here, or do you want to hunker down if you stay?
I'm in favor of waiting and exploring. Maybe not too deep, maybe to surface level, but at least getting a better picture.
Okay. Books. Would you rather move on or stay for the Dawnguard to become available? And if you stay, do you want to hunker down or explore?
I say we stay, and I say we explore.
All right. And then Gus.
I'm kind of crawfishing. I'm not sure that these guides are going to be really worth that much. But to the extent that we're going to wait for them, I definitely wouldn't mind, seeing if everybody is as, batty as, the old man and everybody else we've encountered. So I'm kind of cautiously saying let's stay and do a little bit of exploring.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested in that hut.
Yeah,
Where
out of character, I was only proposing if we're gonna stay here and wait on these guides, might as well just look what's up. But
All right.
I am honestly down whatever you guys want.
Yeah. All right. So that's a majority. So on that basis, now you can find a hut and just actually, I'll skip ahead here. You find a large central community space hut, and it just has mats for you to sleep on, and people are just sleeping. There's a group of people here engaged in something that looks like shuffleboard on a dusty floor. And there are a set of bored Dawnguards with those rifles that are observing the sleeping space. So obviously this is a communal sleeping space. You can just come in here and rest whenever you want. If you want to explore, there are multiples of these huts. I will also point out some on the other side here and drag the token over. But you've got like 4 or 5 that you could explore here. On the other side, there are also another 6, 7, 8 or so huts that you could explore. There's also the hydroponics bay and the trenches. That's pretty much what's around here. You could also go, explore the wilderness if you wanted to risk it and like check that out and come back if you prefer as well. And the irrigation ditches provide some food and stuff for your beetle camels.
Excellent.
Oh god. I was hoping that they weren't gonna grab those and start eating. We paid good money for them. And we saved their lives. Okay.
Should keep an
Those
eye on
aren't food.
Duchess.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to toss it back to Radamant. What do you want to look at? Another one of these huts? Do you want to look at the looking here? Maybe I was wrong too. Let's see here. Fireworks. I suppose there's nothing actually of note about the hydroponic farms. The hydroponic farms are just like glass areas where they're growing food, and people are working in them.
I'll explore a few of the huts, interview some of the people.
All right. You can pick some on this side. There's like a larger one here. There's a cluster of them, or you can go to the other side of the spire, or you can go
I'll go
further
to the
away.
larger. I'll go to the larger one.
We'll say that this happens on the next day. We'll kind of pass some days here. This actually connects to one of those hydroponics bays. And you see something that makes your mouth water. This hydroponics bay is filled to the brim with lush, delicious looking, vibrant, plump bell peppers and banana peppers.
Oof.
You haven't seen real food like this in probably a year and a half.
Oof.
That's very tempting.
Don't take anything without asking.
No.
Don't touch anything. Don't take anything. Ask first.
Are
We're
these
guests here.
hydroponics bays working like normally? Like, are they? What am I trying to say?
Yeah,
Is there
they're
any
like
malfunction going on with them?
no, they are working. Yeah, they have energy. There appears to be some fusion power somewhere, and it is powering humidity and environmental control, and it's controlling the soil and the environment and everything. It's changing how the radiation interacts through the paneling so that it can be used by the plants and the whole 9 yards.
Okay. Just wanted to see if I could help these people out while we were staying. Just
Right.
okay.
Yeah, this isn't working, but you did notice that there were things in the spire that didn't seem to be working.
Okay. I wonder if that could be an end for us. Maybe gain some. Oh God, words are not coming to me. Give us some like rapport with these people.
Yeah.
Create some technical know-how. Is that?
Well, we already
Yeah.
brought 6 other people back, and they really didn't seem to care too much.
Yeah, but we were just a bunch of outsiders who brought some
Yeah.
people back, and
Well, I want to offer this to
feel like we gotta
Solomon.
kinda-
Okay, so Solomon, did you want to go and like go back to the main spire thing and say, hey, I noticed these lights aren't working. I'm like an expert engineer. Like, is that your idea? Just like try to offer your expertise.
yeah, I was thinking about just try and offer my expertise, try and see if I can get our group on their good side. Show them that we're just not here to
That's
take
cool.
stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. Who does not go with him? Is there anybody that's like, I don't want any part of that?
I'll go.
Chapman's like, I don't. No thanks. I'm gonna stay with the peppers. They freely offer some peppers, by the way. They're mind-blowingly delicious. Like, you can't believe that. Like, oh my gosh, it's real.
I don't know what Chapman's spice tolerance is normally, but whatever it is, he disregards it now.
Yeah.
Drops in one hole.
Bell peppers are sweet.
When you come in and you speak to the Dawnguard, what do you say, Solomon?
I would say, I know that we're outsiders. We thank you for your hospitality for all that we've hardly done to rescue your people. I wanted to, as a way of saying thanks, I would offer my expertise in all these machines, if you would allow me, if there's any problem.
What evidence of your expertise do you have?
Do I still have my space ID?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you have this. Like, were you taught at the academy or the Federation? You know, you can show them that and everything. They see that, and
Yeah. I don't know if it'll mean anything to them, but I'll show it to them.
They speak to each other for a moment, and then they come back with like a tech manual on a tablet, and they hand you this, and they say, "Tell us what this is for." And you take a look at it, and it's just like a tech manual for a turbine for a cooling shaft for a mega factory. So like a factory that would cover the size of like a city. This turbine would sink heat out of this thing and keep the heat flowing reliably in a central, like a coolant for a major fusion drive. You haven't seen anything like this. This is something like maybe what the hegemony would have, like maybe like, or like the Empire. There is no corporation that has like a city factory. That's just not something that you'll find in Nirvana that you know of. But you've heard of things like this. So this would be like tech level 14, like factories the size of cities.
Yeah, I'm curious as to where they found this book now. But I'll explain it to them like this is a manual for a cooling system for a giant manufactorum, manufacturing facility.
Yeah. They're like, wait one moment, please. And then like, one leaves and come back and they say, will you please follow us? But we ask that you leave your weapons with our guards. You'll be going into a sensitive area for us. This is a high honor.
I'm gonna look over at Radamat. Like, you want to come with us?
I'll go with you. And I give him my sidearm.
All right.
Yeah, I'll give him my shotgun. I left my broadsword back at the inn. So,
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
I'll hand over my rifle and my sword and my knife and my other knife.
Like the Mad Max scene, just like taking out guns and keep putting them on the table. So I guess the two major questions. Let me know now. Is anybody not going? Is anybody not surrendering weapons? And is anybody using any holdout weapons, including a dagger or a holdout pistol?
No.
Would so I have I have a dagger and a bayonet, which is essentially just another dagger. Would one of those be easily concealable, or like
the dagger I treat as a holdout weapon, so I treat it just like the holdout pistol.
He'll surrender if push comes to shove. He'll shove really hard.
Okay. You go in this elevator and it chimes up into a facility up here. See if I have anything for this.
Oh, we better not be becoming the Borg.
I, again, have no part of this. I'll make sure you guys at least have your communicators with you so you can call me in as the
Yeah.
cavalry whenever you inevitably get caught up in something stupid.
Yeah.
This is much larger than it looks on this map. This whole area is, this kind of has like this maze-like quality here with walls and different facilities, and then you look up the edge where there's like basically city hab apartments, and as soon as the elevator comes up and it opens, psh, cool condensed air-conditioned air billows in, and you're just like, and it's almost like you're on your ship. Yeah, and it feels amazing. And these tenements would be like something that would be in a hab city. And they're like apartments that would be like in a city on a water world or a city world or something like that. You can see that there are these different hallways here, and where the doors don't work anymore, they're divided by curtains. And you also see, I'm going to see if I can, you see I'm going to make sure that I don't get this wrong. What's your engineering, Solomon?
It's 5.
Oh,
Right.
damn.
Yeah, you won't have to make a roll for this, you'll just know. You see like a fusion plant, like a local one, that goes into a side facility, and there are people that are coming in and out of it. And they tell you this is our barracks of the Dawnguard, where we serve the Dawn Seekers. You must pass one final test, and if you do, one of the Dawn Seekers will wish to speak with you.
Okay, what does this test involve?
You simply must be able to identify something.
Alright, I'm up for this test. He'll look to his captain and everyone. What about you guys?
Sure.
I'm here to hand spanners.
Yeah,
Make sure
same.
that I have
Yeah.
that. Yes, I do have. And there's a crowd that's gathered over here, and I want to remind you again that they're wearing these kind of things that are like shamas, okay? Oh gosh. But they have these kind of blinking, glittering lights underneath the shama. And they come over to this building, and they kind of like bow subserviently as they come close, and you can see how the crowd's doing that. You hear a boisterous voice within, and they say, "This is a great honor. We brought you here for a test, but unexpectedly, one of the Dawn Seekers is among us."
Ooh. This is a high honor.
And you hear like a booming, echoing voice. It's kind of like has an electronic quality and an organic quality at the same time. And there is a attractive, tall young man clearly with cyberware on his head, and there's this like floating kind of robotic companion on his shoulder, and he's got these like pauldrons made of some kind of composite or high-tech material. You suspect that he is in a kind of combat dress or powered armor. Then underneath that armor is actually like robes and a gi, and then like a black bodysuit. And he's like, And that's when we drove them back on the third line in the twilight of the last day. We slew them all. Not one was left standing. He's like telling a story about a battle. And
Ooh.
the Dawnguard like leans towards you and whispers and says, Dawn Seeker Oladore honors us with a story, as he is wont to do. However, the test remains, and he motions toward the cool facility inside, and you can see that there are people that are coming in, and they go like into a pod, and something comes down, and different things are operating along the glittering spaces on their shamas. And
Ooh.
I actually am going to whip out the book for this, because this would be hard for anyone. Only Solomon could pull this off. I'm actually going to look at engineering. Unless you can tell me what bonus you get. I think I'm going to set it as normal, but then like it says +2 per level of expertise. So I think that +2, 5. Oh no, you would automatically pay. You have 5, right?
Yeah, I got 5.
All right. This facility is something that is nothing you've ever seen before, but something you would have theoretically heard of. To your mind, to Solomon's mind, this is a type of cybernetic facility that is a technology called a life mesh, or a resurrection mesh. To kind of rephrase it to the player, to our minds, I would say that this is sort of like a zombie robot implant, where like even if you die, your brain can keep operating.
Okay.
And even if your
This
vital,
sounds very interesting.
if your body experiences shock or your vital organs shut down, your body can keep operating, and your brain can keep operating different systems in your body regardless, as if you were a robot on auxiliary power or something.
Okay. All right. This is highly valuable and looks very worth the giving up our weapons to look at.
This would be like tech level 14, I think, or 13, maybe.
This could have changed the war.
Yeah, easily.
This-
Yeah,
I
if you,
mean-
yeah.
Yeah.
It would have made,
Okay.
you know, one side or the other impossible to defeat, probably. This would be tech level... no, this is like tech level 17 or 18, actually, looking at the book.
Dear. Okay. Is this like a big machine, or is it just like small implants that we're looking at here?
This is a machine that puts this resurrection mesh into the brains of these Dawnguards, and that's what the Shema is.
Okay. And they just want me to tell them what this is?
Yep.
Well, that's simple enough. I'll say, well, you what you have here, only our scientists could have theorized. This is a resurrection mesh. This machine implants this, and you guys can keep on fighting or farming, whatever you want to do, long after any severe injuries takes their toll on your body.
All right. Okay. How does everybody else react to this?
Does that mean everybody? I might be whispering. Does that mean everybody in the village is a zombie?
Something like that.
All these emaciated
now that-
people.
Well, only the guards have this. The Shema with the glittering stuff
Okay.
on it. Yeah. The normal people do not have that.
So they're just destitute and malnourished. They're not zombies. Okay.
Yeah, I think now that we know what this is, we could, even amongst these guards, we could probably identify who has this or not. Kind of, maybe.
Say it's a good thing we didn't get on their bad side.
Uh-huh.
Well, anyways, when you tell them that, they say you have passed the test. We will inform the one who has sought you and the Watcher. And then, like, one of them leaves, and they come back and they say, "Please follow us." And this Oladore person is still,
Alright.
you know, extolling the might of the Dawn Seekers in battle, in the last great battle of the planet and stuff. And they take you back to the elevator, and you go up. This time you go up 2 levels. The doors do not open on the next level.
Okay.
And you go up to a lovely fountain area. It looks like a beautiful kind of garden with terrestrial plants and water and columns and stuff. And let's see what else I can say about this. It looks like
Is that a turret?
Guys, this is
You
the
do-
Gardens of Betrayals.
you do see a turret here. You see ornate gold Doric columns from many millennia ago of the human race. It holds up a partially missing ceiling, mostly exposed to the outside. And inside are a riotous life of violet pitcher plants and palm frond gardens amid circular, shallow blue channels of clean water. This is the cleanest water you've seen since you left your ship. Round gondolas bob inside, and marble tables filled with a wide array of what is obvious to all the people with 12 intelligence at least, and to Solomon, drugs and silk beds along the ground. There are 2 people here that are present. They are eating something strange, but it looks organic. Let's see here.
Hmm.
Okay. So, you see 2 people in here. One is lounging and eating this strange organic material. He is obese and mellow and chuckles as you enter. He stands, he does not greet you, and he says, I see you've brought company, Rena. Very well, I'm sure you want your privacy. And he goes to the elevator with a group of guards and leaves. And then you see a woman here who is not laying down. And she also has like kind of this armor, pads. It looks like maybe it's part of very lean power armor, and then it's got like really, I don't know, like silk, like high quality fabrics, and then like a black body glove. And she's got dark hair and like a frizzy hair and a very like a consternated, serious face. She kind of looks as the person leaves, and she says, "Thank you for answering my summons." She speaks in like a perfectly clear, plain Anglic, as if she were from the Imperium.
Yeah. Well, we passed some tests, but we're more than happy to answer your summons. My name is Solomon,
Yes,
and
Admiral Solomon, Scourge of the Stars. Of you can remind me that battle.
Orem, the Battle of Orem.
Orem, the Battle of Orem, slayer of all of the innocents at Orem, or so they say. I know you.
Now
Well,
looks at you like
that was.
Oh,
It's a long
I don't know
story,
you.
but
Excuse me, Slayer of all the innocents.
Solomon will just reach his arm around and just pull him close. Well, that's ex-admiral now, and these are my compatriots. Came to offer some assistance on our stop here. In return, we just wanted a couple guides to help us get to some ruins that Town needed something from.
Yes. And you are Admiral Solomon. He who, Solomon, what's your last name again? Stans. You are Admiral Stans, Chief Academic, Lead Advisor to the Federation Council. Your expertise is invaluable.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm invaluable. I know a thing or two among a couple of fields, but I mean, I can give it my best shot if you have something in mind.
Yes. Given the expertise of your crew, and she looks around, sees these like ruffians, empty holsters, scars, cyberware on their body, and the expertise you hold, you are uniquely suited for a job that I need. However, I believe you'll need to gain my trust, and I will need to gain your trust in order to have a working relationship. For that reason, I'll start with a simple job, but I think you'll find it worth it. Ancient old tech from the planet, far beyond anything in the sector, is available to you. I will give it to you. It is priceless.
What kind of old tech are we talking about here?
You saw what was 2 levels below on the tower. Something of that kind. It would make you powerful, wealthy. Do with it as you will. But I need you to find organs.
Organs?
Organs.
Any organs?
No, not any organs. Human organs from humanity.
Oh.
If you can find, a number of organs, then and she consults her stuff here. Let's see. Yes, 3 healthy kidneys. You each have 2 kidneys. We could complete this transaction now if you prefer.
Those goes.
I mean, I'll give you one of my kidneys, sure, but other human kidneys? Would somebody from Town do?
No.
Precisely.
They've
So
been on this planet too long.
So Radamant says
That's
no.
Drago.
Radamant says no, and then she says precisely at the same time. They say at the same time, and she's like, "The donors here in our community, they are insufficient. I need more pure strain human organs, like yours,
Look,
or from off
I'm willing
planet."
to give I'm willing to give up a kidney. I've got another one.
I cannot believe the willingness to part with one's kidneys I'm witnessing.
First person to ask for a kidney, sure.
If someone else is willing to
mean,
give up a
look.
kidney, she will close this transaction before the session ends. But otherwise, you'll need,
Yeah.
or you can leave, or
Captain,
oh, go ahead.
Captain, the captains are willing. Let's do it.
Is anybody else willing to give up one kidney?
How long can we survive without a kidney? Can we get a
you got 2 of 'em.
cybernetic kidney?
You only
have
need
2 of 'em.
one.
Yeah, so
I
long
need
as as long as you don't screw up that last one, you'll be all right.
I have a friend of mine who had 1 kid. He just couldn't drink as much. That was about it. Or drink
Yeah,
at all.
my
really.
my sister only has 1 kidney.
I know. I would.
Yeah.
I know, but if I was gonna give up 2, do we have the ability to get a cybernetic kidney?
No, not from where you are.
You want to give up 2.
No.
Yeah.
Dang
So,
it, okay.
real quick, anybody else willing to give up a kidney or?
Come on, man. Let's
Nope.
20 out.
Niall
20 out.
doesn't
I like my
drink.
loops of Henley.
Niall doesn't drink, so he's an obvious candidate. But also, like, It's a kidney.
Look, we can.
Books,
let's, like,
circle
books,
back.
books
What do you
probably
give it
shouldn't
now?
give up a
That-
kidney. To be honest, I don't know.
No,
No.
definitely not.
I want to circle back. What are we
Look.
giving a kidney up for again? Like, let's reevaluate
Ancient
here.
old tech that's like tech level
That's the
like
thing.
16.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The payoff could be massive. We could
Yeah.
recoup a kidney.
Yeah. We can get a
Yeah.
clone kidney or
You,
something.
you actually could hypothetically try to find like a hegemony or corporate facility elsewhere, buy a new kidney, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. But I just need to know real quick if you want to do an impulse buy. Otherwise, we're coming to the end of time.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
Captain's like,
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to do it, I hate to pressure you all, but like she'll bring you back down. Let me bring up the medbay music here.
Ooh, medbay
Down
music.
here. She puts you in these pods, and these things come out after they anesthetize you, and they take out your kidney. And good on her word, just before we end the session here, she offers you something. She offers you a glowing red crystal in a case. And she offers it to Solomon. She says, "This is a lie detector crystal. Any sophont that is deceptive, the crystal will glow red when a knowing mistruth is spoken in its presence. You should know that it is coded not to work with the Dawn Seekers. Not that we would accept you doing that anyways, but hypothetically, anyone else that does not have a requisite counter to this crystal, the crystal will glow red if they are speaking a knowing mistruth." And this is wild. Like that would be like a tech level, I don't know, 17.
Yeah.
You know?
And what would it
Um,
glow if a truth is spoken next to it?
It is its only function. And anyway, she gives it to you. This would be worth probably millions of credits to the right buyer, you know, and would be a hunted
Oh,
item.
God.
Like if the hegemony knew you had this, they would probably hunt you down and try to take it, you know, or a corporation.
Oh, I'm already hunted down, so that's fine.
And with that, right before we end here, she'll say, with that, I have a final job. You know now, based on this, and you could test the crystal out, obviously, that you can trust me. I have one last thing to see if I can trust you. There is an old rejuvenation center, a ruins of a former technology center of our people. I need you to obtain its functional old tech and return it here. If you do that, I will give you more old tech artifacts. And we can work more closely.
I would like that. Well, I'm
I don't know
anesthetized.
what answer I'm more afraid of. If they give us the coordinates to this ruins, is it the same or
It's the
different
same.
from the one for our?
It's the
Yeah,
same.
damn
And with that, I end
it.
the adventure ends for